Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Chelsea News with me, your host, Jan, and welcome back to Football Therapy. I hope you're doing well. I really do hope that. Welcome to another video. So many videos, you know, multiple videos a day. I'll try and get the content out to you and react as quick as I can to news stories, of which there are many. Kovacic agreed personal terms with Man City. Romeo Lavia is being seriously considered. What's going on with Kai Havertz? Chelsea taking on Real Madrid, not just in negotiations with Kai Havertz, but for the signing of Lautaro Martinez, who understandably countryman Mauricio Pochettino wants at Chelsea. We need a striker. Heck, Real Madrid need a striker. Who gonna sign him? Chelsea starlet Cesare Casadei ripping up the Under-20s World Cup. Just when we think, oh, Andre Santos might have a chance to get into the team, what are we going to do with Casadei? He's putting in world-class performances at this World Cup. I just don't know what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to give you the information. So thanks for joining me. Thank you for leaving a like. We're getting over 2,000 likes at the moment, and that's all down to you. Warming my heart. So thank you for liking. You're welcome to subscribe, and should you choose to do so, you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Lovely stuff. Incredible scenes. So we are going to talk about high-profile, fun, stimulating transfer stories. Kovacic has agreed personal terms with Manchester City, so saith Fabrizio Romano. That's not really a big story there. We knew Chelsea are open to selling Kovacic. 29-year-old going on 30, Kovacic to Manchester City. An excellent, talented player that would make them better, but for me, it's not strengthening a rival. It's making money in a bloated squad and just making a god happier for a year or whatever. Like we don't need to worry about them. We've worried about Manchester United, etc. And Chelsea might be selling Mason Mount to Manchester United, but valuations are so far apart, he could end up staying at Chelsea. Selfishly, as much as that might hurt the player in his career, that's what I want. As well as Kai Havertz. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Before we get into Kai Havertz, Real Madrid transfer wars, Lautaro Martinez, incredibly exciting. I want to tell you about Cesare Casadei. Now, captain of Brazil, Andre Santos, was the one that was getting us all excited. Teenager that looks like he's ready to be in the Chelsea team, that he is so unique. He got called up to the Brazil senior squad. He won the South American Championships as top goal scorer from midfield. He did well in this championship until Brazil got knocked out, but he played very, very well. Cesare, with Italy's under-20s, are in the final. And he put in another memorable display. So bearing in mind, Captain Andre Santos, we're not talking about him, we're talking about Captain Casadei is enjoying a quite incredible tournament out in Argentina. Lots of Argentina links to Chelsea at the moment. Having scored 6 goals already to propel Italy into the semi-final clash with South Korea. I thought they were in the final. Oh, maybe not. However, it took the 20-year-old, so he's very young as well, recently 20, I think. It took the 20-year-old just 14 minutes to make that, to make that 7 with 2 assists to boot. This kid has got so many goals and assists in this competition. In Thursday's last 4 showdown, there you go, so this is the semi. Casadei has already become Italy's all-time leading goal scorer at Under-20 World Cup as he's guided them to the final for the first time. But he's now also his country's top goal scorer at any single global tournament. Can I just remind you, we are not talking about centre-forward. We are not talking about a winger. We're talking about a number 8, a midfielder. Incroyable. He will hope to continue his incredible streak in Sunday's final. There you go, the final. When the Azzurri, who beat South Korea 2-1, thanks to the late free kick from Udinese's Simone Pafundi, after Lee Sung-won's, that's his name, he didn't win a penalty, but it is W-O-N. He won a penalty, Lee Sung-won won a penalty. He had cancelled out that earlier Casadei opener. He is on flames. Casadei will hope that Pochettino is taking notice of his considerable exploits as he bids to prove himself worthy as our first teamer. We signed this kid for £12 million. We signed Andre Santos for like a few million. Everyone thinks, ooh, Chelsea are really like spending a lot of money on these kids. But these kids have already increased in value exponentially, if you ask me. They are superstars at their level. In the age of Chelsea overspending on Cucurella, Aubameyang, etc., or high wages, we have done smart business. I know we spent loads on Wes Fofana, but I think that'll be worth it. We bought Benoit Badiashile for not that much. We bought Noni Madueke for under 30 million. It looks like he could be a starter for Chelsea. We bought these kids, Gaga Slanina, who was amazing in the Championship, Cesare Casadei, and Andre Santos for tuppence. Not much money at all. We are really good. Sometimes. Exemplary youth scouting. Hot dog, that's good. Let me know your thoughts on this absolute baller. Does he have a chance? I mean, he was on loan at Reading. Granted, Reading wasn't good. Does he have a chance? Does Andre have a chance? Andre and Cesare? Right. So, Chelsea need a midfielder. Kante's gone to Saudi. Kovacic will go to City. We'll hash out a transfer fee. Hopefully it's over £35 million. That's my personal preference. And we'll buy new people. Now, Moise Caicedo. Chelsea are leading the race, so saith Fabrizio Romano. Probably because as things stand, Arsenal Football Club are putting all their collective juices into the acquisition, or attempted acquisition, of course, newly European champion Declan Rice, mate. So, there's this opportunity for Chelsea to just wriggle in and focus all our energies into signing Moise Caicedo. I hope so. I'd love to sign Rice personally. I just don't think it's realistic. I don't think we have the facilities for that big man. But maybe we have Caicedo. As that story develops, of course, we will follow it here. Make sure you have the bell turned on when you subscribe to this channel. I don't want you to miss a beat. I'm also getting new ultra fast broadband so I can upload very quickly. And you guys can get the news as soon as it pops. Because that's how much I care about my viewers and subscribers. So we'll have to see what happens with Caicedo. But Chelsea are reigniting their interest for Romeo Lavia. Of course, he went down with Southampton. They still want £50 million for the relegated midfielder. I think that's ludicrous. Though one could talk about James Maddison. A lot of Chelsea fans asking, why don't we sign James Maddison? If both Mason Mount and Kai Havertz do indeed go, why don't we go for James Maddison again? He should be a relatively good deal from a relegated side. But Southampton and Leicester City, respectively, haven't got the memo that you can't charge £50 million and over for relegated players. Unless maybe they've scored like 20 Premier League goals or I don't know, whatever. Point being, I think there's a room for negotiation there. Serious wriggle room. And, we'll obviously watch the midfield story here very, very closely. But let's talk about strikers, forwards, attacking midfielders, and Real Madrid battles. So, Fabrizio Romano tweeting at midnight, or just the turn of the morning on the 9th. Real Madrid not intention to pay €60 million plus add-ons for Kai Havertz. Why? Come on! He's appreciated by the board and Carlo Ancelotti, but no plan to spend that amount of money. Havertz's situation will be discussed in the next days. Chelsea expect more clubs to approach him. That includes, I think, maybe the likes of Arsenal. Kai Havertz is definitely worth a lot of money if you've got the right coach to get the best out of him. He's a divisive character. I think everyone unifies on the fact how he's offered something very special to our club. If he stays, fine, let him cook. Let's see if he can have one final chance under a dedicated coach who is good with this profile of player. Yes, the Dele Alli comparison, etc. The second striker, number 10, it should suit him. And he does work hard. Poch will probably really like him. And should we start the season with Kai Havertz? It's not the end of the world. Real Madrid, though, I think because they ended up paying €150 million for Eden Hazard, who was on ridiculous wages, I think they feel burned from us. They're terrified of buying an attacker from us, even if they like the player generally. And that's why they won't pay more than, or they won't pay 60 million plus add-ons for Kai. I thought we'd get our money back maybe because he won the Champions League, because he starts for Germany. Yes, he hasn't scored loads of goals, but if you are cerebral and lucid to what's happening at Chelsea, you can see that it's not necessarily the individual's faults that they don't convert chances at Chelsea. They, it's when they come into Cobham, they get injected with this fluid that drains them of their confidence and their ability to score goals. It's just what we do for a laugh. So with that, you should not really judge him on that, but still, whatever. I think he is very, very appreciated, and Chelsea believe he is appreciated, and clubs will come in for Kai Havertz. But if he stays, it's not the end of the world. Though if he does stay, I think it's more likely Chelsea really do start listening to offers for Mason Mount from United or Arsenal or whoever wants to buy him. So, staying on the Real Madrid, they are competition for striker Lautaro Martinez with Chelsea. Now, Lautaro Martinez has been linked with Chelsea before. He is, of course, another Argentine player, a World Cup winner who would be mates with Enzo Fernandez, who, new manager, his countrymen would be happy with also. He is right in his prime. He's in the slot. He's 25 years old, and he's coming off an excellent season. He scored many, many goals. Obviously, he wasn't a starter always for Argentina when they won the World Cup. I think it was Alvarez. Maybe it was between him and Alvarez of City. But in Serie A, in 27 games, he got 27 league goal involvements, 21 goals, 6 assists. Pretty darn good. He got 8 Man of the Match awards, which is, profound. I don't feel a great deal of trust in Lautaro Martinez to come into the Chelsea side and start scoring goals. I think he'd probably do better at Real Madrid to do that than Chelsea. But largely because I'm traumatized by my club and strikers, so you have to understand that. Obviously we've got Nkunku. If we start next season with Nkunku behind Lautaro Martinez, that is revitalized and rejuvenated an attack with goals in it. That's got to have goals in it. I mean, does it? I read a great Liam Twomey piece on Christopher Nkunku on The Athletic this morning. I was going to cite it, but it's not really news. It's just him looking at Nkunku and why he's a really good, productive, offensive player, and that we should be really excited to be getting him. Maybe those two up front would please Poch. It certainly would please me. He'd cost a lot of money though, so think about Real Madrid not inclined to spend 60 million on Kai Havertz. They probably would on Lautaro, because Lautaro would dictate, or would guarantee, because goals cost money, didn't they? They probably thought when they bought Eden Hazard for that serious amount of money that he was going to score goals, because he scored in the Prem. He scored 16 Prem goals and got 16 assists or something. He got over 30 involvements, and that was in the Prem. And at the time under Sarri, we had problems, and it was understood how we didn't have a striker, and they probably thought Hazard's long been ready to go to that next level. He puts in these great performances for Chelsea and for Belgium. Bring him to the Bernabeu, and we'll get him scoring loads of goals in the number 7 shirt. Obviously, the opposite happened. But they'll probably think Lautaro can score goals for them. He is a good technical striker. He loves playing off a big man, which we won't have at Chelsea. But at Inter, he's done very well, of course, playing off either Edin Dzeko or some geezer called Romelu Lukaku. So I don't know. I've never heard of him, really. And he likes that. We don't have that at Chelsea. We'll have more diminutive guys running around next to him. But that's fine, because until Manchester City signed the big Nordic baby-eating giant, they played with small diminutive strikers. Think of the other Argentina striker they had in Sergio Aguero. It's quite diminutive and small, wiggly. Wiggled around, scoring goals, constantly torturing Chelsea. Could Lautaro do that with another small lads next to him? Possibly. I'm running out of ideas for strikers, mate. Ivan Toney seemed good, but apparently he's never allowed to play football again and costs loads of money. We do want to buy a striker. And maybe it's Lautaro Martinez. Bring all the Argentinian players. Poch would surely like that. What do you think, though? Do you think we should try and buy Lautaro? How much do you think it will cost? You'd have to assume Chelsea would be in a position with Inter to negotiate something. Okay, Inter, you keep Lukaku for the mere value on the books of £40 million. We paid £100 million for him. Don't be knobheads. And we will give you player that you want in Trevor Chalobah. So he's got to be, what, 30 million, 70 million. We'll give you an extra 30 million on top. Give us Lautaro. Bang, that's a package worth 100 million big ones. Mamma mia. This is obviously me just off the top of my head. We get rid of a couple of wages. We get striker and everything. Yeah, man. What do you think, though? It's not about what I think, it's about what you think. So talk about it down in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing the collective fan opinion on this mad situation. It's a sad situation. It's not actually that sad. It's a new striker. It's happy. Right, time for me to finish this video. Keep it locked. Peace.